Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. So Aaron Rodgers completes offseason training at Proactive Sports Performance in California. Aaron looks lean and mean and refreshed, ready to wear the black and gold and start the 2025 season. Got a video of him on the beach, but there's no sound included with this. I'm sure Jay Glazer's there just so he can get some inside scoops, how everybody interacted with Aaron Rodgers, because he always seems to breaking news for the Pittsburgh Steelers since Coach Tomlin and Jay Glazer are so tight. That's all I want to see. I want to see Aaron Rodgers out there running around on the beach, let you know that his Achilles heel is fine. If he can run in the sand, and people take it for granted, oh, he's just playing around. He's just throwing a Frisbee. He's just throwing the football, having a good time. That has nothing to do with football. It has everything to do with football because it's functional. Achilles heel tear is absolutely no joke. So the more active I see Aaron Rodgers, that tells us it's going to be a great year for the black and gold. Aaron Rodgers is going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers to the promised land in 2025. You heard it here first. Colin Cowherd criticizes the Pittsburgh Steelers defense and Coach Tomlin. He says that the Steelers defense isn't that good following TJ Watt's contract extension. Leave it to Colin Cowherd because, last year I can bring up multiple clips of Colin Cowherd saying that Coach Tomlin is the greatest coach to ever coach in the NFL and how sensational the Pittsburgh Steelers are, and they're ready to go to the Super Bowl, et cetera, et cetera. And now, see, Colin Cowherd is the ultimate grifter. Whatever way the wind blows or the waves crash, where Colin Cowherd thinks he can get attention, that's the side that he always chooses. He shows himself time and time again. He stands for absolutely nothing. Colin Cowherd is perfect working at ESPN. It's not the talented Watt. It's how they prioritize defense. Cowherd said Friday on FS1's The Herd. Frankly, their defense isn't that good. 4 straight years, it's been out of the top 10 in total defense. Okay, last year, if Colin Cowherd did any research at all, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense was ranked number 11. We had absolutely no offense. Russell Wilson was atrocious. He could not throw the football at all. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense was on the field constantly. If the Pittsburgh Steelers had even adequate play at quarterback, we would have been a top 5 defense. And if we get a guy like Aaron Rodgers, we're going to be a top 3 defense. Let's talk playoffs because that's all that matters in the sport. January, if you go look at the last 5 playoff games for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've given up 28, 31, 42, 48, and 45. They give up 40 points a game. They're spending all this money on the wrong side of the ball, and they're not dominant. Well, it's kind of hard to argue with Colin when he talks about the point total given up by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But here's the one problem with that statistic. When you have absolutely 0 quarterback play, those are the kind of points that you're going to let up for the most part in today's pass-driven league in the NFL. Russell Wilson was horrible, and the quarterback play, there hasn't been good quarterback play by the Pittsburgh Steelers since Big Ben Roethlisberger. Now, Mason Rudolph, he played well in the playoff loss to the Buffalo Bills. That was definitely his best game as a Pittsburgh Steeler. But other than that, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation has been completely atrocious, and that plays into the Pittsburgh Steelers defense giving up so many points. It's funny how Colin Cowherd, he's an expert on everything, but he doesn't mention Russell Wilson's horrible play where he was 3 and out. Last year in the playoff game versus the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't get a first down to the beginning of the 3rd quarter, but Colin Cowherd wants to blame the Pittsburgh Steelers defense for that atrocious play. This is a very interesting article. I love all the TJ Watt haters out there that say that TJ Watt is not that good. Well, listen to this. A yearly offensive lineman summit dedicates a full breakdown to stopping TJ Watt, says former player. So offensive linemen are getting together in the offseason and they're having a class and they're teaching other linemen how to deal with just TJ Watt alone. So what does that tell you? If your NFL peers all get together in the offseason to come up with a plan just to stop you, what does that say? That says that TJ Watt is the greatest pass rusher to ever play in the NFL. Everyone is aware of the impact Watt makes. Nobody is more aware of that than opposing offensive linemen. According to former NFL linebacker Sam Acho, I was at the O-line Masterminds. They have a full breakdown on, okay, how do we try to stop or slow down TJ Watt? So yes, it's well-deserved, meaning his contract. Acho is referring to offensive line Masterminds, an annual summit for offensive linemen. It's similar to the popular Tight End University run by George Kittle, Travis Kelce, and Greg Olsen. If your peers are getting it together in the offseason just to stop you, and it's not just one team, it's offensive linemen from the entire league are getting together and taking classes how to stop TJ Watt, what does that tell you? Big Ben, he goes on to say he appreciates Will Howard's emotional draft day reaction. Wasn't let's throw a party, let's have cameras. Nope, it wasn't anything like that. It was Will Howard said, I need the playbook right now so he could get to work, and I wouldn't expect any less from Will Howard. Big Ben went on to say, the Steelers took Will Howard in the 6th round this year. Quarterback, Ohio State, national champion, Roethlisberger told Forte on the Sports Spectrum podcast, he gets drafted 6th round and tears pouring down his face, his dream of playing in the NFL. At least he has a chance. Doesn't mean he's going to make it 6th round, but he's excited about it. You watch other guys and they get drafted and they are like, let's throw a party, let's have cameras. I'm not trying to bash any one person, but you just see the difference sometimes in the love of the game. We all know he's talking about Shedeur Sanders. Ben, you're a man. You've always been a man. Just say, if you want to, we all know you're talking about Shedeur. No big deal. We're all entitled to our opinion. And I feel absolutely the same way about Shedeur Sanders. You have accomplished nothing in the NFL. Matter of fact, you didn't even make it to a major college bowl game in college football. And the bowl game that you did play in, the BYU team that you played, who didn't have one player on their team drafted to the NFL, they absolutely destroyed Colorado. So there's nothing wrong with saying it how it is, and that's exactly how it is. Shedeur Sanders hasn't done anything in the NFL, and he's a legend in his own mind. No harm, no foul. That's just reality, and that's just the truth. Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.